Okay, so one of the Christmases that was really, really funny was right after we had moved into our house, and we put the Christmas tree up, and I decorated everything. I made the tree perfect, whatever perfect is supposed to look like. So I had them all situated under the tree. I literally did the last one. I put a bow on it, and I went to slide it right in the perfect spot under the tree. And I pushed it just a little bit too far under the tree, and the tree was a big tree.
It was a pine tree that we cut down,
but it was a skinny. So when I just went just a little too far, I dinged the tree, and literally the whole tree came falling over the top of me. The water was running out everywhere. I was freaking out. I was like, went from like this majorly joyful, lovely wife to being this total Scrooge and mean person. And I was like yelling and screaming, and Anthony came in and was like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "I'm gonna throw this freaking tree out the back door." Then I went to trim the tree and make the tree like perfect with the cutting shears. And this was literally the first year we moved in. And I trimmed the tree, and I left the cutting shears on top of the ladder. And when I went to close the ladder, the shears came down, and they made a huge hole in the floor. And I was like crying because out of any scrape or anything on the floor, I had made the biggest floor right in the middle of, or the biggest hole right in the middle of the floor. So that was that same year. The other funny one was when I think we were still living in Stanfield, and we were decorating everything, and we were putting presents under the tree, and I had bought the kids a really cute like nativity set. It was like the Little People's nativity set. It was like the thing. It was like the big deal, and everybody that had it was excited to have it. It was like the Little People's nativity that the kids played with. And finally, a couple of days later, I said to Anthony, I said, "Oh my gosh, I can't find Jesus through all these presents." And Anthony was like, "Well, here's your sign. Like, like, isn't that like modern America that you lose Jesus in all the presents?" So anyways, we couldn't find the nativity set. Couldn't find Jesus through all the presents and all the gifts. That was pretty...
that's poetic in a way.
Poetic, and it was kind of funny because I said, "I can't find Jesus through all these presents and gifts." And so the nativity got lost behind all the presents and gifts. So that one was kind of funny too. Okay, so we had a Christmas out at Mom and Dad's, and there's so many kids and so much stuff that we didn't have a lot of stuff laid out for the kids. So then when we went to open our gifts and everything, the kids didn't really have anything to play with because I was still like a brand new mom. And I was being really OCD about the pieces getting lost. Well, then Kinsey didn't have any toys to play with on Christmas morning because we were opening gifts and then hauling it out to the car because everybody was like, there were so many of us that there was nowhere to put anything. So then we didn't have a bunch of toys for Mackenzie to play with, so this was like a major parent fail. But she was like trying to play with everybody else's Christmas toys, and she had this one cousin that was kind of looking at her like sad because Uncle RJ and Aunt Lisa were trying to get her to share because I think they felt bad for Mackenzie because Mackenzie's mom was being too OCD to let her play with the toys, and just who cares if she would have lost them? It doesn't matter. She would have had a better Christmas morning. So then it was really funny because they were trying to let her play at this toy that was her cousin's, and her cousin was upset because she didn't have that Christmas toy because she wanted to play with it, and Kenzie was being like hoarding the toy because she wanted a toy to play with. She was like 2. So it was like right at that age where, and she naturally thought that toy was hers because she was getting to play with it. Anyways,